Hello and welcome to the moment you've all been waiting for, my review of the Chaos Knights army set for Warhammer 40,000 from Games Workshop. Now this doesn't happen very often, but I can tell you I was super excited for this release. When Chaos Knights were released into 40k in July of 2019, it was a little bit lackluster. For me, it felt a lot like Groundhog Day compared to the first Imperial Knight release more than 8 years ago. Can you even believe that? That it's been 8 years since I've had my Imperial Knights. And it's actually been slightly more than 8 years. 3rd of March 2014 is when I produced the unboxing video of the first Imperial Knight. And 3 years ago, again, I can't believe it's been 3 years, I felt a similar feeling that also contained the Errant. So again, it was the same release in a way. There was 2 knights in one box set, and I didn't jump aboard initially. The same with the Impulsor tank for Primaris. I didn't jump aboard on them immediately. When I did get round to getting the Chaos Knights Codex, found out it's only 70 pages or so. This new Chaos Knight Codex is fantastic. It's more than 40 pages. You're getting more than 40 pages more than the original. It's a much more fleshed out codex. You've got 4 different types of main Chaos Knights, and you've got 5 different War Dogs, along with the Tyrant, which has the Castellan and Valiant kind of all rolled into one data sheet. You've also got the new Dread system, whereby as the battle goes on, it starts affecting and buffing your Chaos Knights. Before I get into the thick of it, let me just outline what this army set includes. It includes a brand new Knight Abominant, which we'll have a close look at in a moment, and I'll suggest you watch my review of that knight. And you get 2 War Dogs. You also get some cards on the left, which are now about £15 for a set, and you get the lovely soft touch Codex on the right hand side with the beautiful artwork. This set would normally cost you £160. I was able to get it at a discount through Element Games for about £128. Now, £128, considering that the Abominant now is £105, £23 more for the book, which I would happily pay, which a normal Codex is £32 now, so you're pretty much getting that for free. So that already covers the cost of the Codex. So in a way, you're getting the War Dogs for free, which are a £52 set, and the cards are free, of course. So I think it's a fantastic box set, even better if you are able to get it at a discount. But if you can only pick it up for £160, you're pretty much paying about £2 for a pack of cards and the lovely Codex, which I still think is a fantastic deal. Let's have a look at all the goodies themselves then. I do have reviews of the Knights individually. In the Codex, there are 5 different War Dogs, but the new Chaos Knights War Dog set, you can build 3 of them, and here are 2 of them. So you've got the Carnivore, which is a close combat monster. It's got the Reaper Chain Talon and the Slaughter Claw. It's quicker, it's got a better weapon skill, and it's got more attacks than any other Armiger or War Dog class. I really think that was a great move from Games Workshop to buff these knights, to buff these War Dogs, and not just have them as the same as the rest of them. I would have liked a bit better ballistic skill on the Brigand, or even the Executioners, but I guess because the Imperial Knights don't have them, it kind of makes sense. But what we're lacking for the Imperial now is a close combat monster. you know, their version of this kind of claw thing would be nice. It also brings new top weapon. You don't get the melter gun. That has disappeared from this set. You now get the Havoc launcher, you now get the Havoc multi-launcher, or the Diabolus heavy stubber, which is a kind of better version of the Cognis heavy stubber on the other Armiger Knights. Again, would have been nice to have the melter guns, especially on the Brigand. You know, would have been nice to have the melter guns, especially on the Carnivore, because, you know, just give an extra bit of bite, because you're going to get up close and personal with a unit anyway. Havoc launcher does give you the option of firing at things that it can't see from a long distance range on its way to an enemy. The Brigand is the long range, I say long range, 30 to 36 inch range war dog. Again, would have been nice to be able to equip this one with dual thermal spears or dual Avenger Gatling cannons, considering that the Avenger Gatling cannon only has one less damage than its bigger brother on the Imperial Knights, on the Questoris sized Knights. Don't know why that is, but that's cool. I would run with that rule right now if you can. So I've gone for the Brigand, which is the kind of long range shooty version. There is a third version as well that you could opt to make instead of one of these. Or instead of both of these. I mean, there's nothing stopping you making 2 Carnivores or 2 Brigands or 2 Stalkers, you know, because you can run them as a pair or you can run them, you know, individually. The Stalker has one of these range weapons and one of those melee weapons. If you went down the route of picking up a box set of normal Armigers, they would look something like this, and you'd have to chaosify. This is an Armiger Helverin, but for Chaos it would be called a Executioner. Likewise, with the Armiger with the thermal spear and chain glaive even, that's called a Huntsman. So 5 different war dogs there, more than the 2 that you're getting in the Imperial Knights Codex, but as I said in their review, you can use all of the Moiraxes and their esoteric weapons, I guess, with Volkite, Graviton and Conversion Beamers and Lightning Locks as well. The other model that you get in this set is this 105-pound beast, this Abominant Knight with the Electro Scourge and the Volkite Combustor and the big tusks. A little bit disappointing is the point defense weapon. You know, yes, it's called a Diabolus heavy stubber. I would have liked to have seen some kind of flamer, bale flamer, dare I say, or not a multi-launcher, but some kind of melter weapon. Seeing as we're now getting loads of different options for Imperial Knights. We've got the heavy stubbers, we've got the melter guns, we've got the multi-lasers. You know, there's a fair. We've got the plasma fusils even for the Styrics and the Megiras as well. So there are point defense weapons out there, and to get just a heavy stubber is a bit, it seems a bit weak. But I really love the look of this knight. You know, the Electro Scourge looks very tasty and actually looks like it does more damage than it does in the real game, but you know, it does triple the number of attacks, I guess. Crows or these vultures or birds, whatever, I think they're more vultures than anything. I didn't use them on this model, but you can, perfectly optional if you want to do that. It's based on the original Chaos Knight kit, so a lot has stayed the same, such as the armor plates and the shoulder pauldrons, but I like how Games Workshop have incorporated the new parts, such as the front face plate, the new shield, even the cockpit hatch, and the extra like parts that you can glue on, as well as this elephant in the room, this big mace tail thing, demon mace thing. I like the fact that this knight has a tail. It looks so cool. And the Volkite weapon looks fantastic too. The way that they've, you know, encased this. I like how they put spikes and things around weapons. I like that with the Forge Fiend. So definitely matches the aesthetics of the War Dogs. and the you know, the other war machines that Chaos have. Then we get onto the Codex. I can't really say much more about it in that it's one of my favourite codexes now. I think it's absolutely stunning. There's lots of inspiration and showcases in there. The rules are pretty hefty. I like how they've buffed almost everything. A lot of the weapons are the same as the Imperial Knights, but overall it feels like such a much more well-rounded codex and fleshed out, and gives you plenty of units now to build your Chaos Knights little detachment or force. You know, you can go for a psychic themed Chaos Knight army with an Abominant and a couple of War Dogs. You can go for a full close combat Knight army with a couple of Rampagers and 4 Carnivores. You can go for a all guns blazing with a couple of Despoilers and a Tyrant or 2. I love the options that this codex and this army gives you now. Way more fleshed out than just releasing a box with 2 different knights in. This is what it should have been like, in my humble opinion, from the get-go, based off of how successful the Imperial Knights were 8 years ago. But there we go. That's my thoughts and opinions on this whole set. I'm a big fan. I think this set, they've really hit it out the park. Yes, it's £160 for 3 models, but those models are some of the biggest models that Games Workshop make with a huge selection of parts. That Abominant is almost rocking 200 parts there. Some of the army sets I've been a little bit on the fence with, and normally they're the ones that are either monopose that don't give you any options, like there were some monopose minis in the Beast Snagger Orc set. The whole of the Sisters of Battle army set, looking back at it, had no options. It was fully monopose, and even some of the newer sets have had older models in, such as the Eldritch Omens having the Forge Fiend, the Black Templars army set having a Redemptor Dreadnought in, and so on. So it's nice and refreshing when we get a army set that just has brand new models. And yes, you can say, well, most of that Chaos Knight is you know, old sprues, but it is a brand new unit, so much more different compared to the previous kit that came before it. What do you guys think of this Chaos Army set? Do you agree with what I've said, and that it's one of the best sets they've produced? This is making me very interested in what the next army set is. I mean, of course, we've got Horus Heresy just around the corner, and or the Space Marine set, as I like to call it, because you're getting 40 of the same Space Marines with no heavy weapon or special weapons. I can't complain too much because I still think it's an absolute steal at £180, especially with that big rule book. However, what's going to be next moving forward? Are we going to get Squats next? What's going to be their army set? And also, how are they going to release Chaos Space Marines in their army set? And those things will come around sooner than you think. Please do put your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below as always. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. Death to the False Emperor.